I want to show y'all how slick these people really truly are when it comes down to drugs. Okay. We know that Black people go to jail for the most part for drug possession. And it's a very small amount of drugs that they find on Black people. And they apply the law only to Black people. But to any Caucasian that is overdosing on um, if fentanyl or um, opioids or heroin or anything like that, they don't go to jail. Okay. They don't go to jail. They can overdose multiple times, and that drug user will never, ever go to jail. In the meantime, Black people are being locked up for, as you saw, 63 people get locked up for less than an ounce of marijuana. And we saw this recently, but I want to show you how many states actually have these amnesty, good Samaritan laws to keep these junkies out of jail that are out here abusing opioids. All right. And you can thank your lawmakers in Washington and your local lawmakers for these laws because it came from them. Drug overdose death rates have continued to rise, according to the Center for Disease Control. More than 52,000 Americans died of drug overdose in 2015, the majority caused by opioids. And now fentanyl is really your number one drug that's killing everybody out here now. Since 2010, 30 states have experienced increases in opioid deaths, and the increase in deaths from 2014 to 2015 can most likely be attributed to heroin and illicitly manufactured fentanyl, which we are all aware of. Done multiple stories on that. In 2016, nearly every state enacted legislation addressing opioids, including heroin and prescription drugs. And in 2017, the majority of the states have enacted legislation on this issue. Policymakers have sought solutions that will help curb the use and overdose by expanding access to treatment, increasing diversion opportunities, and funding, modifying penalties. And that's exactly what these amnesty laws do. They modify the penalties so they don't go to jail. All right. And Good Samaritan immunity and increasing naloxone access. Now, as we all remember, during the crack epidemic, everybody went to jail. There were no amnesty laws. In fact, there are a lot of people that were on crack in the 1980s that continue to sit in jail to this day because they were getting jailed just for a few crack rocks. They were going to jail for 30 and 40 years for that. Some of them got life sentences. Some drug users got life sentences, and they continued to sit in jail. And remember, they were heavy on the 3 strikes you're out law. That was all designed to mass incarcerate Black people. We know what it's for. And they continue to sit in jail while these people get immunity and they don't have to go to jail. And they can call for Narcan all week long, around the clock, and nobody goes to jail. Okay, so you can clearly see how biased the treatment is in America when it comes down to drug addiction. It depends on who's addicted and who gets preferential treatment. Now, we know the cops are running around all over this country with Narcan, and we know the fire departments are, the EMTs are. They done got damn near every public servant out here running around with Narcan to save these people. Okay. What they did with Black people is they came with the battery ram, knocked the door in, placed everybody in the house under arrest, although everybody in the house did not have crack. It could have been your grandmother. They didn't care. They took Granny to jail. They shot any pets in the house to death, and everybody was arrested. That's how you handled it. But with these people, go get the Narcan. Oh, good Samaritan laws. Whoever calls for help on the behalf of the white drug addict don't have to go to jail. But I want you to see this map of how many states, and the states in dark blue have these drug immunity laws in America. So the drug user and the person that called for help don't go to jail. Look at how many states got these amnesty laws, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how many. Look at how many got amnesty laws. Damn near the whole country. And you can see Hawaii right here and Alaska also have it. So it's the majority of the country. It's only a handful of states that don't have the laws right now. Believe me, they're working their way to these laws. But in the meantime, your kid can go out there and get grabbed up for marijuana. But opioids, which is a way harsher drug than marijuana, they get amnesty. So I just want you to see, just take a good look at this map to see how many people, how many of your your lawmakers, your legislators, and your local politicians are the ones responsible for putting these laws that protect these opioid addicts out here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how many states, and even my state of New Jersey, have amnesty right here. And it just go to show you how when the face of the addict changes, so do the laws. There should be a lot more of these people in jail. But because they are really the main people running the legal system in America, they get to exclude their people from many of the arrests in the country. So on the surface, it appears that they're not committing as many crimes, but they're actually committing more than everyone else. So while they're giving all of these people amnesty, they're still locking Black people up for a few crack rocks and marijuana and think that they're not doing anything wrong. Does this look right to you? This doesn't look right to anyone, but except for the people that are getting the preferential treatment. Of course, they're all for this. Well, what are you supposed to do? Were you asking those questions during the crack epidemic? This, ladies and gentlemen, shows you without a shadow of a doubt that most white people in this country are abusing the opioids. If that were not the case, you wouldn't see Good Samaritan laws in the first place. But this is what this is what the country looks like when it comes down to opioids. Preferential treatment in damn near every state in the country. Let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9, no, 10. So 40 out of 50 states have amnesty laws for drug addicts and Good Samaritan laws. 40 out of 50 states, y'all. These users don't have to go to jail in. And any drug addict that makes a phone call on the behalf of another drug addict don't have to go to jail. Now you understand why we see so many of them out in public. We see so many people out in public that are strung out on these heroin and opioids and everything because they already know they're not going to get in trouble. That's why they're out in public and don't give a damn. They already know ahead before they do the drug and stumble around out in public that nobody is going to put them under arrest. Now you understand why they are so public with their addiction. They're not even trying to hide it. If you were in a state with amnesty laws, would you hide your drug addiction? There's no need to do it. So, how is this going to encourage them to get off of the drug? No wonder why you got millions in this country on drugs and it can't be controlled. Now you understand why. Ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comments and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell and join me over on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.